We welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the New York Giants.
This game's got big implications, Stat. This game got huge playoff implications.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
18 Cardinal.
On play action, Vick. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Through the middle of the field. Inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Their mobile, agile quarterback. 65 yards. And the Giants are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point attempt to come here. It's up, it's good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They begin with a run by Davis. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground, so they want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
18, 5, Dragon 60.
To throw is Newton. He finds Hopkins complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The 22 more yards there and another 1st down.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Newton. Shreds him with a stick. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now here's Vick. Now he'll take this and run. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. You look at this defense for the Vikings. They were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it?
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
From the gun, Vick. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
Here we go, here we go. Panther 60, Panther 60. Trap 60, trap 60.
They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Crack goalie.
Newton to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Gonzalez. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Give him 3 on the gain there, 2nd and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
Newton takes it himself, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. The sneak successful from a yard out, and the Vikings have taken the lead. So it takes them just 3 plays here to find the end zone, and you remember, of course, this was all set up by their defense.
Yeah, they got the stop on 4th down, so I imagine the offense said to their defense, thank you very much for this great starting field position. And like you said, 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
A 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And yeah, I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
go. Set. 70 Timberwolves. 79 Broncos. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats. Ready.
Vic to throw it. Now he's going to step up and run. Oh, what a move. Loose inside the 30. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. The false start backs him up 5. First and 15.
Right there, right there. Go. 19. Cup 19. Cup 19. Go.
Vic readies to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Their entire offense has been centered on him, and he's been carrying the load with ease. 100 yards rushing in a game for a quarterback is rare. In a single half, darn near a masterpiece.
Throwing, Vic. Here's a screen to Powell. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Touchdown, Giants! 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Giants are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Execution.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. These two teams all tied after one. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it as we resume action. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinator's probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there.
With his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Another extra point opportunity here. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
Giants 14.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now.
Looking to put a drive together.
Let's go now.
And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
60 Eagles, 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
Here's Vic. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
Vic now. He's going deep for Brown.
Oh, he dropped it.
Incomplete. Give
Fuck.
them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And the Giants send out their punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And that one will skip out of bounds as the linesman will mark this thing right at the 15-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us. Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They keep it with Davis on 1st down. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
104 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Here we go. Start. Go.
They'll run it again here with Davis. Oh, he's got some breathing room.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
12 more yards there and another 1st down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to the end zone real fast.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And what's working in their favor, the winning streak on the other side. Sometimes that carries a burden with it because they feel like they have to play perfectly as well. Let's just go out there and get them is the idea.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down.
Cowboy 80, 60 Bobcat, 60, trap 50, trap 6, 7 Pirates, 79 Broncos, Buffalo 18. Ready, right?
Now Newton. And incomplete on the deep ball.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill.
Oh, he was out of bounds.
And at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Here we go. Here we go. 18, 70, Timberwolves. 18, Pioneer. Check smash. Check smash. Dragon 60.
To throw, Vic. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A gain there of 21 yards.
It's really something special when we see a quarterback top 100 yards in one half of football. And if he keeps up this pace in the second half, the NFL record for single-game rushing by a QB is certainly in sight.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Big Lion. Here we go. Check.
Back to throw now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Washington. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Back to throw. Vic. A short throw caught by Andrews. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. They'll look to throw here on first down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively, and the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle him for just a short gain.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Cup 19. Cup. Get it. 70 Lions.
It'll be Vic once more. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
19 Lions. Cougar 19.
Looking to throw. Vic.
He'll try to do it himself.
But I think the ball's out. And this one's going to go out of bounds, so no recovery. But on 4th down, a change of possession anyway. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds, because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retained possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
Working out of the gun, Michael Vick.
Now he's going to step up and run. Pulled in by Brown toward the sideline.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown.
Beautiful
A great effort there. as the first half is winding down. And the Giants have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Point after here coming up. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21.
That ties the game at 21 apiece.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Come on, set! Stretch the eagle, go!
The first down carry for Davis. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Again, it's Davis. Now they nearly sprung him that time as he takes us all the way down to the 37. 152 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Viking 18! Viking 18! Nice, buddy!
Davis running left. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. His defense might want to wake up on this drive and stop him before that first down marker.
Unfortunately, it's easy to grade the defense right now. Not good. 3 plays, 3 first downs. They've got to come up with something to slow them down.
Back to throw, Newton. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Makes it second and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Let's go now. Ready, right?
Davis. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
3rd
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Buffalo 18. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal, 19 Lions.
Newton now to throw. This one caught left side by Cooper.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
Kevin O'Connell has a play call ready. His guys going for it on 4th.
Cougar 19.
They snap it to Newton. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Vikings have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have, and try and move that ball down the field for an answering score.
First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Off the play fake, Vick. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Fans are holding their breath there as Vick takes off. He does run for the first down.
This is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. It takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and, of course, a special player.
Go check. Ready.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
Oh, that's a pick. Oh, he dropped it. God damn it.
He had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang
He sure
on.
did.
That's
He
some
sure
good closing
fucking did.
speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, it's Vick. It's complete to Brown, right side.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 17-yard line. Back to throw. Vick.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
Vic to the air again. Now they go screen. It's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
And the Giants first down.
19 Chargers, 19 Chargers.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
Absolutely nowhere to go with the football, and he's just going to put this one in the Hudson River. Maybe he's a little fortunate he didn't get called for grounding because that one was well over everyone's head.
They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal.
Ready.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. It's their quarterback scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the third quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And we are all tied at 28. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that?
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the third quarter. Point after try forthcoming. It's up and good, and they jump back ahead, 35-28. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
Check smash.
Throwing to start the drive. Vic. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it second down.
Second and 6 at the 39-yard line.
Here we go. Ready.
This is Brown going up the middle. And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
The Giants on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Ready.
Looking to throw. Vic.
Oh, he underthrew it.
Well, that's going to be incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
60 by.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's going to be batted down, and football. The Giants go on fourth, but come up empty. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Let's go now. Cougar 19. Ready, ready.
Handoff, running left is Davis. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Let's go. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
In motion left, that's Cooper. They go again with Davis. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
And it's caught.
And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right on the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get into pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
Davis looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota.
Ready.
Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Ready.
Here's Newton. Getting this ball out wide for Davis.
Oh, my goodness.
Will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are on their way to a 13th win on the year as they add on to their lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14.
Giants 28.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready.
Now here's Vick. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
First down. First and 10.
Let's go.
Time becoming a factor. Down 2 scores, though they have 2 timeouts and, of course, the 2-minute warning to work with as well. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Here's first down.
19 Lions. Street.
From the gun, Vic. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
Loss of 6.
He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
65 catch.
Another try after the first down sack. Vic. And this one is incomplete.
That was one they needed to connect on. They're down, but not quite out. So you have to figure, with under 2 minutes to play, they need to hit on something in very short order.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Here we go. This is fourth down.
Come on, 79 Broncos.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
60 Eagles. Check, Panthers.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get an extra big play in, and it can
yards.
It's a gain of 4, and that should just about seal the deal.
We're going to set a record on it.
A gain of 4 yards. First down, Vikings.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?